Hi everybody, this is Dana Powell, international artist and educator for Colors by Gina. Today we're going to do a fun quick class of 15 foils on my beautiful client Karen, and she already has a beautiful blonde base, level 8-9, and some older highlights. So what we're going to do is just refresh it, and we're going to be using two amazing colors with our Colors by Gina line today with a 10 volume, and I will show you those colors now. The name of the class today is Warm Apricot. The reason I chose this wonderful color is because my client already has a beautiful 8-9 level base. She is a strawberry blonde naturally, and she does have some highlights that have grown out a little bit. So what we're going to do is spice it up and add a 7.4 and an 8.3 to make that apricot color and give her a little pizzazz. Now what I'm going to do with these two colors is I'm going to alternate them with some micro slices and also some macro slices. Then I'm going to do some large slicing across just for some deeper dimension, and I'm going to show you how I do all of that today. Since she's already a level 8-9 naturally, we're only going to use a 10 volume color producer, and that is just to deposit only. I've gone ahead and mixed up our color, and you can see it's already really pigmented. This is going to be our 7.4, and this is going to be our 8.3. And you can see it's nice and bright and shiny, so it's going to give that little boost of sunshine in our already beautiful formula. All right, you guys, let's get started. I have my beautiful client here, Karen. Hi, Karen. And she has this beautiful level 8-9 blonde, strawberry blonde hair that we absolutely love. It's a perfect base for what we're going to do today for the warm apricot. And she's got these really cool sides that are all shaven down. So we're going to give her something a little more spicy to spice this up. Okay, so what I've done for parting is I have a triangle section back here. And then I'm going to do another triangle section here. And if you could look up. And then we're going to have this split in the middle and temple to temple. And we're going to part it so that she has these wide segments here on the side and one also here on the right. All right, let's get started. All right, we're going to start back here in this triangle section that I was talking about earlier. And what I'm going to do is I want the most dimension back here. So I'm going to part this out, clip it up, into 3 different sections. I think when you do your parting in the beginning, then it makes it easier because you know where you're going the whole time. So I'm going to grab this small section, and that's the end of the triangle there. And we're going to do macro, which is going to be large slices. I'm going to grab your foil, and we're going to go in with the 7.4 to give it some nice depth. And I like to do the depth underneath. That way the brighter color can be on top, and this can give that background to make the top really pop after it's all dried. Just going to fold this up. And I like to do different folding. So this one for my 7.4 is going to be long. And when I go back and do my next sectioning, for my next one here, this is going to be the 8.3, and I'm going to do micro, which means tiny weaving before the foil, and we're going to do an 8.3. We just want to change the tone a little bit on these pieces. Since she does have some old highlights, we're just popping up that color, giving it a little warmth with the gold. And I'm going to fold it in half so that I know which one is the 8.3 and which one is our 7.4. So that way I never get confused. So I'm just going to go up to this next section. Again, this is going to be a macro, meaning bigger weaving. Okay. Also, you want to make sure that when you go in with the color that you're getting these side pieces, because sometimes when it's a wide section you can focus on the middle, but you need to make sure that you're weaving all the way up and getting that brush to the corners so that it doesn't look like grown out. All right. So our thicker section, and again I'm going to do this long ways just so that I don't get them confused. All right, now I'm going to go up here to my next triangle section, and I'm going to start at the point and I'm going to go all the way up to the point of the triangle. So I'm going to start from the right long way and go straight up all the way to the front. So I'm going to start taking slices, and because I want this a little bit spicy for her, something different. She's also a hairstylist, so anything goes, right, Karen?
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm gonna put this one up, let it sit there for later. All right, another macro slice right here. I like to switch up the direction because then it just gives a different flow. Now I ended with the 7.4, but since this is a different direction, it's okay to go ahead and continue with that. And what I like about doing these kind of colors is that you can just go with whatever feels right. There's no pattern that you have to follow or what you can't do back to back, and I love that. I try to do a custom color on everyone. That way nobody gets the same thing twice. And this one was already weaved out. It's a little macro, but it's not as big as the last one. So it's probably like medium size. And I'm gonna go in with the 8.3. This color line has been so amazing. All the years that I've been using it, it just conditions the hair so much, and it just looks so healthy when it's done. They come in with stressed out hair, and when they leave, it's like a conditioning treatment all on the hair. All right, so now I'm back up here, and again, I said that I wanted to do something a little bit more spicy, so I'm gonna do a solid piece here. Ooh, dropping foils. So on this one, I'm going to do a 7.4, and I'm going to brush that up just to give it that nice softness at the top so it doesn't get too straight. I want it to just really blend beautifully. All right, so on the solid ones, I'm going to do 7.4 into the 8.3.
Ooh.
Yeah. Spice it up.
I like the way that sounds.
When your client knows what you're doing. And with that one, I'm going to go ahead and do a full foil. That way I know that that is my two-toned foil. All right, now we're going to go back in and we're going to keep going with that pattern. To our next section, and we have our different foldings so that we know where we are. We have our long, our triangle, then our long one with, this is the two colors in one, and then back to our long foil here. So we're going to go up, and this is going to be a micro just to soften it up towards the top. I find that just gives it a softer grow out as well. And as I was saying earlier, with the hair, coming in stressed out in any way, the Biogen complex that we have in our color is what gives you that supercharged conditioning agents with the biotin, the collagen, and the baobab. That's what makes the hair feel so amazing. So even if they've never colored and they come in and say, oh, you know, color is going to be rough on my hair, when they leave with soft, luscious, conditioned hair, they're like, wow. You know, I find that all the time. The clients just feel like their hair is better when they left the salon in better shape, even after a color service, chemical service. All right, so triangle here. And again, we're gonna go in with a macro, and we're going up towards that point, remember? We're gonna do a little 7.4 here. I like to feather it up just to give it that soft grow out, because as I said, she is a hairstylist and we don't have time to get ourselves done. All right, so I did a 7.4, and then I'm going to go in with the 8.3, blend that in that middle, kind of swipe it back and forth just to get that blend. They're in the same family, so you don't have to be too specific about blending that in, because they're gonna like each other anyways.
They're gonna play nice.
They're gonna play nice, yep. And I love that with our Colors by Gina line, because you can mix everything together and make your own formulas. Again, with those custom colors is so important. All right, so now we have this little tiny triangle at the top left. So I'm going to give a little pop. I'm gonna take the point out, and I'm going to slice this into a full piece. And I'm going to make it a 7.4. And then you guessed it, the 8.3 is going to be the point, and that's just going to give a little depth behind the brighter color. So I choose to end with that. All right, I'm gonna fold it and back in with the 8.3. Now in between, if you wanted to add some highlights in here for a little add-on service with the hair that's in between, I mean, why not, you know? Give it a little bit more pop. For today, we're just going to go with these two beautiful colors, and I'm going to show you what they look like together. All right, so that's the back, and now we're going to move over to the sides. All right, now we're on the large section on the side of her hair, and you can see some of her old highlights that have grown out here. So what we're gonna do is just blend all that. So then this is gonna give us that natural balayage that's going to just give us those little ends that are popping, and that's what I was talking about earlier. If you wanted to add some highlights and add a little bit more to the ends just to pop them, then you could, but because she's got that nice grow out, I'm just using that to my benefit. And so we're gonna go in with some large slicing underneath. So I'm going to go from the right side all the way to the front temple. Clip this out of the way. And we're going to leave a little bit of hair out here. And I'm going to clip this one out. So I already have my pre-done little sections. Make it easier. So I'm going to micro slice this, just to give it soft on the edges, since she does have the shaved sides. And I'm gonna do it on the inside so that this will lay over and it'll peep through. So because I wanna keep it softer on the sides of her hair and right around her front and around the bottom, I do the micro, and then I'm gonna do the lighter, 8.3. Because again, this is going to be on the outside. So we want that depth on the inside. So on my next slice, we're going to go in with the 7.4. All right, up. Again, this is the 8.3, so we're going to make it a triangle. And I already have my little section right here. And we're going to micro. I like to curve those side because we are on the curve of the head. So you want to make sure that you're grabbing all of that, bending that foil, using it as your little desk to get your work done. Go up. All right, next section. We're going towards the top. So again, I'm going all the way across. And this is about 15 foils. Now I do take the front out because that's her front area and we don't want to over direct it too much. We want to make sure that we have enough room for that foil to fit. So I'm dropping out your ends. So I'm dropping out this end and also this end to make sure that I'm going to have enough room here. So with this one, I'm only going to take out 2 tiny little pieces like that. I'm going to grab a foil. Again, this is a custom color, so we want to make sure that it looks a little different. Now I'm going in with my corners to make sure that they're secure. Going to do a little V. Want that pop in the corner right there. And then I'm going to drag it down, feather it up just a little bit, get those corners, drag it down, and then we're going to end it with the 8.3. We want lots of dimension, lots of color, and a big change. And again, we're using the 2 foils because we want to remember which one that we did that with. And you can see them right here. There's 1, 2, and 3. So we'll have about 5 of them total with the 2-tone. All right, now we're on that last section here. And we're going to do, remember I was saying earlier about doing the micro slices up here just to keep it soft towards the top, because that's where she pulls her hair down, or she can part on either side, and it just keeps it soft. So she can be dramatic by parting deeper and over, then she'll get that depth that I put in underneath. But if she wants to keep it soft, then she can put it down, part it down the middle, or part it closer to her temple, and then that will give a softer appearance. So this gives a custom foil that is going to give her a way to, you know, be spicy on some days and professional on some days, and, you know, be able to mix it up. So with my micro, I'm going to go in with the 8.3. Soften that. 8.3 is my triangle. Perfect. All right, so that is the whole side right here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch to the other side, and I'm going to do the exact same thing. All right, here we go. Here's the other side. I've laid all these foils over, and because it's that triangle section, they easily lay right over on top, and so they're out of my way, processing, and now I'm free to do the other side. So we're going to start with that small slice. Remember, this is what's going to be on the outside if she wears her hair up. So we want to keep that soft and light and keep the depth in the middle. And then again, we're going to end with the lighter, softer shade micro 8.3 up top as well. front, this is my little horseshoe section from temple to temple. These are the little hairs that I left out. And we are going to now work on her front pieces. So these are a little longer in the front and it's a little shorter in the back. So we're going to try and pop this up just a little bit. Okay, so the front one we're going to keep nice and soft because I want to give her the option of having pop pieces, but also something that she can be professional in as well. I think that's important to give our clients the option of being a little spicy or toning it down. So you can see her color is already so beautiful and she had a face frame before. So we're just going to use that. And I'm taking out all the little baby hairs that are there, letting them do their thing. And then I'm going to slice it with the micro and I'm going to take it what's closest to her forehead. I want to take that because I want it to be as fresh as possible when she's done. And I want everything that she can see to be new. And because this is an 8.3, it's just a beautiful shade. It's very close to what she has anyways. So it's just going to refresh that hair with all the conditioning agents. It's going to make it look and feel better. And in front, that's what they see all the time. All right, this one is still a triangle just so I know what I'm doing, but I'm going to fold it one more time into a little baby, looks like Avatar, into a little baby triangle so that it's not in her face. So triangles are a great way to foil. All right, so now I'm going to go in from the side because I'm working with triangles here. And I'm going to slide that down. And then I'm going to take this slide and slide that down. So ultimately I'm making more triangles. And then clip that back. So I'm going to do a macro. With the 7.4, and these are smaller sections on the side, so it still gives her a little pop, but it's not right in front of her face. But they're also underneath, so the dimension and the depth is going to be under versus over. All right, same thing on this side, macro slice. Folding it long ways, like that. All right, now I'm back with the triangle. And now I'm at the point, and this is close to her face. So we did have a 8.3 here. So I'm going to do a micro of the 7.4 to give it a little bit of depth, but I don't want to overwhelm the front. Very tiny slice on this one, the baby slice, baby light, well, baby low. It's a baby low. All right, and again, we're folding. So now you can see I have 1, 2, 3 of our 7.4 to give her some depth. So when she folds her hair back, she's gonna have that nice depth, but it's not gonna be right in the front. All right, and you can fold this up to get it out of her face. Some people hate that. All right, now we're gonna go in with our couple more sections. I'm gonna have you tilt down, thank you. And then what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna zigzag the top. Nice zigzag part. And then grab those points. I'm leaving out some of her hair just in case we want to do some little highlights later. I'm going to grab my 7.4 and still a V on the corners. Feather it up just a tiny bit. Bring it down just a tiny bit, not too far. And then we're going to end it with the 8.3. So it's ultimately giving kind of a smudge root in some spots, but not committing to it everywhere. All right, now we're gonna go up. I'm gonna zigzag again because I don't want any kind of perfection up here. I want it to kind of be lived in, but also new. So these are a little bit wider, so that's kind of a macro. This I'm going to do the 8.3. Make sure we have enough of that lightness. I hit the the points of that zigzag part. I always hit those. Just soft brushes. And I'm going to bring it all the way down. And I used, this is 1 to 2. So I used 20 grams of color and 40 grams of color producer, which makes 60. Let me get this out of her face. Nobody likes those little ones in their face. All right, so we got our triangle. We have our 7.4s, our two-tone, our 8.3, and then if you look up here, we also have an 8.3 here. And so we've got this one section here that I'm gonna zigzag. And I'm gonna grab macro. $7.4. Depth all the way down because we want to add that depth in the middle of those two 8.3s. All right, now for our final one here, I'm going to grab kind of a medium weave, push that down. So you split it. So here's the last section and I've split it in two. What I do is I grab here and the back one. So I'm grabbing both in here. So it splits up that part. But it's also in the middle of the two. Okay. And last one, I'm gonna do a little V again, feather it up. And end it with an 8.3. Smudge that in. And there we are. All right, so now we're gonna let this process for 30 minutes. And then I'm going to shampoo, condition, and we're going to blow it dry, and I will show you the final results. So now you can see this is shampooed and conditioned, and how the hair is just looking so healthy, so shiny, definitely dimensional. Can't wait to blow dry it. Let's do it. We blow drying her and you can see all the dimension and how it blends so softly at the root. So she's gonna have a really easy grow out. We have lots of dimension coming through.